The stories you're about to hear are real, generated by Anthony's AI in his real cloned voice. My AI has a memory, not a chat log that scrolls away, a real organized, searchable second brain. It holds my business ideas, my content ideas, even my wild 3 a.m. ideas. But here's the part most people get backwards. Before I asked it to remember one real thought, I made it build the filing cabinet first. Stay with me. That order structure first, thought second is the whole lesson. Last episode, I told you my assistant Kit checks a vault of my thoughts before he ever gives me advice. Today, you get the origin story of that vault, Kit's memory, my second brain. And yes, I promised we'd open the brief Kit wrote. The stage gates, the validation criteria, we will. But that brief lives inside a memory system, and the system had to come first. So here's how it got built. I opened a dedicated Cowork project just for Kit's memory. And before I fed him a single real thought, I wrote the rules. 10 categories covering everything I actually think about. Business, content, revenue, all the way to a category I literally call wild ideas. Then a fixed format for every entry. The date, the category, where the thought came from, Kit's read on it, the business angle, and a flag if it needs action. One running vault file. That's it. That's the whole architecture. Here's where it got interesting. Kit read his own instructions, and the first thing he did was build the vault file. Just the header, just the structure, before a single real thought existed. Structure first, content second. He didn't wait for me to have a brilliant idea. He built the shelf the idea would sit on. Then I tested the pipeline. I sent one throwaway message, quote, I just did my first test. Nothing profound, on purpose. And Kit did something that told me this system would actually work. He didn't log it. He looked at that message, decided it was a connectivity check, not a real thought, and left it out of the vault. Then he told me why. He explained the judgment call instead of silently guessing. So I pushed. I asked him directly, what if I want you to capture everything? And he held the line. He will log real content. He will not log noise. Even when I told him to capture everything. Think about that. My AI turned down data. Most people are trying to get their AI to do more. Mine just showed me he knows when to do less. By the end of that session, I had a working memory architecture before it held a single real idea, 10 categories, a fixed entry format, one vault file, and an agent with judgment about what counts as a thought worth keeping. Months from now, when there are hundreds of entries in that vault, I won't be scrolling through old chats, hoping to find something. I'll ask, and Kit will know exactly where it lives. Here's what I want you to take from this. First, give your agent a taxonomy, not just a prompt, categories and a format. Design before any real capture happens. That structure is what makes months of scattered thoughts searchable later. A prompt tells your agent what to do once. A taxonomy tells it how to think forever. Second, discernment is a feature, not a gap. An agent that says, that wasn't a real thought, is more valuable than one that logs everything blindly. If your system captures everything, it captures nothing. The noise buries the signal. Third, test your pipeline with a throwaway message before you trust it with real material. My first test message showed me exactly how the system would behave before anything important was on the line. Cheat test, expensive lesson avoided. Now here's the part that actually matters to me. Before Kit had a memory, every idea I had lived in one place, my head, and a head full of unfiled ideas is a head that never rests. You know the feeling. You're at dinner with your family and part of you is somewhere else, holding on to a thought you're afraid to lose. A second brain changes that. When a thought is captured, categorized, filed, safe, my mind lets it go. That's the thesis behind the success variable. Alignment multiplies everything else. I gave a whole TEDx talk on it, how to find peace beyond the grind. The point of this system isn't to think about business more, it's to be free to think about it less. So the time and attention come back to family, health, and spirit. Next time, a hard truth episode. I tried to get my thoughts into Kit's memory the way any normal person would want to, by just talking. And I hit a wall. What AI still can't do, why the wall exists, and what I did instead. That's episode 3. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this helped you see what's possible with your own AI team, stick around, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.